Punks in the gym has been the route that I've invested the most energy, most effort, probably the most money in plane tickets, and possibly the one that I've had the most support for as well, through multiple people and sponsors. It's, yeah, personally, like until now I'd thought it was the Salathé that I'd really invested the most into, but that was actually only over a couple of trips, and this has been more drawn out. And I really feel like I've had a lot of support especially from friends who have just always been there for me. Like people I've emotionally dumped on when I'm frustrated having to go away from it, or people who've just put in a lot of time to helping me work out what's going on with it mentally, or what's going on physically, why I'm not able to climb it, or just the coming out and holding the end of the rope for countless efforts. It was the first 32 in the world, and it was done by Wolfgang Gullich, like the master of sport climbing. And it was like, I find it really incredible just climbing it now, and like our awesome shoes these days, that he did it in the equipment he had and in 7 days, and thought that was a huge epic. And also it's a really beautiful line. Like it's got intriguing movement and it's a beautiful line. Yeah, when I first got on Punks in the gym, I actually really didn't think I was going to be able to do it, because it's got all of the crux moves at long reaches, and that's one of the reasons why I said that I never thought I'd be able to do it, especially because the crux move to the birdbath is a big drive-by, throw, jump. All of my anti-me's are the worst sides of what I'm good at. Then I went and played on it, and I actually discovered I could do all the moves, but the usual sequence goes from a jug, it traverses for a couple metres straight to the left, and then you get a really good rest, and then straight up from there there's a couple of really big moves to Gaston, I guess double Gaston straight above your head, and I could do the moves, but I was so extended that it just totally tapped my strength. And then within a few days, I managed to find another way which eliminates the rest. So you get to take on one jug, still on steep terrain. But all the moves were kind of compression-y. It changed the route, like it totally changes the route into being a much more endurance-y test piece rather than two boulder problems, really. But for me it felt much more repeatable, and I've got stronger since then. I might be able to do it the other way, but I really started liking that way and I wanted to do it that way, so. I had thought about the feeling of sending the route so many times, and because I've been on the route so much, I actually almost expected it to be an anticlimax. Like, I really almost expected to get to the top and go, oh, thank God that's over, but it just be a thank God it's over, not an actual feeling of elation or joy, or like, but because, I think it was partially because it was such a, like, it really was still a fight to get there, and I really had to hold myself together through the last bit, because the last little bit of climbing, like, you get through the crux and then you're standing on the birdbath, and it's, from there, I know it so well, I know that I shouldn't fall off it, but, and I've tried to think of how stressed I'll be when I'm actually there on the sand, but it was still absolutely nerve-wracking, and just keeping it together. And then when I did get to the top, it was awesome. Like, it was a really, really cool feeling. And then it took a while for it to sink in properly as well. Like, I just kept going down to the ground going, oh, I just sent punks. Really? I just sent punks.